It's week 2 of the National Football League, and it's Kool-Aid McKinstry. He's one of the last guys you want to target in coverage. It's the Saints and the Falcons under the lights on Monday night.
Mere feeds from where the Georgia Dome stood and the Falcons played for a quarter century. We're looking at the team's home since the 2017 season, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Welcome to week 2, everybody. Kate Scott and Brock Heward here with you. Really happy you could join us in a game that's already an early must-win for both of these teams, Brock. They were each losers back in week 1.
It's only 2 weeks, Kate, of a 17-game season, and people I know out there going, come on, they must win right now. But the percentage of teams all-time who make the playoffs after an 0-2 start, it's right around 10%, so you are spot on once again. Not impossible to do, but your season outlook's a whole lot better if you're the team who wins this one.
Both teams still searching for that first win of the season. One of them's going to find it here as we're off in week 2. Fielded at the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So the Saints offense taking over for the first time here. They'll be led out by one of the league's promising young talents at quarterback in his first season out of Texas.
Last week, Kate, you won't call his effort wasted, never. But you wish a game like that would have come in a win instead of showing up in a contest they ended up dropping. 2 touchdowns, no picks. That's the type of game that wins are typically built off of.
Throwing to start this game. And there, it's Malik Neighbors.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Running for the marker on second. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Pickup of 2 here. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. Now motion him out of the backfield. Pass into the hands of Dalton Kincaid. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Throwing now from the gun. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down. Looking to the air here. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. It's a pickup of 11. And the Saints are going to have a first down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Pass play on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And they bring him down around the 34. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they take him down right along the 30. It's a gain of 4. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. Here's a throw. That's caught by Chris Olave. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Sideline throw reeled in by Neighbors. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Flushed out of the... And he will score. It's a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints finish up an excellent opening series. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
That one right down the middle. And the Saints will jump out to a 7-0 lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So out head the Falcons for their first possession. And it'll be their rookie QB who brings them out.
He was on one last week, but it was too bad his teammates weren't on that ride with them. Look at all the yards he put up. You're assuming anytime you throw for that many yards, that much production, you've won in a blowout, but that wasn't the case. It does have him highly motivated and the rest of his guys to play at that level again, but this time find a way to win.
Edwards on the shotgun handoff. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
On the ground, it's Edwards again. And looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Drew Sanders that time on the stop. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
Sticking with Edwards here. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
And this throw's knocked away, incomplete.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd and 10.
Setting up a throw. Sideline throw is incomplete. Should have been intercepted in all reality. Instead, 4th down coming up.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And the Saints will get set to take over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's able to maneuver this up past the 30. A look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 31. This is complete to Olave. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Back to throw now. A dangerous throw, and he almost got burned by it. The interception dropped and incomplete on 1st down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Looking for a throw here. Olave with the catch. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. 3rd and 4 coming up now. He's going to throw this one. Short pass brought in. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Onto the field comes the Atlanta offense for the 2nd time. They aren't even quite sure what this team is going to settle in as this season, Brock, but already this is an important contest for them that could have postseason implications down the line. Running behind center with Edwards. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
They'll go from the gun with Edwards. He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Making the stop that time, Kool-Aid McKinstry. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. They're throwing it. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Throwing off the play fake here. Buying some time left. He's keeping it. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
To the air now on 1st and 10. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. He can't hang on to the pass. So it'll be 2nd down. Here's a give inside to Edwards. And he's able to take this up pretty close to that 40-yard line. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Oh, he missed that one, and he knew it. Put it behind his guy, and now it's 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. The Saints come marching onto the field. And it's an interesting game for both they and their rivals across from them, Brock, getting a key division matchup so early in this season. 1st and 10, they're going to throw. This one's to Andrews outright. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Now there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end. Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
The handoff on 3rd and short. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. Ground game stopped again. That leaves them with a 4th and short.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Here comes the Saints punting unit. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. Collects this at the 35. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And the Falcons will take over. The Falcons ready for their next possession. And they're hoping they can keep the punter off the field this time around, Brock, after he's been called upon each of their first 2 possessions. Finds him over the middle. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Brought down by Quay Walker.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert and stay aware that he's a viable option as well. Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting the completion in that area, it not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. They just couldn't quite find the connection.
Called in left side. And they make the tackle at the 38. That's 16 on the pickup. And the Falcons will have a first.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
New set of downs for him at the 38.
Let's go now. Ready?
Here's Edwards. His push straight ahead nets maybe a yard at most. Brought down by Quay Walker. It's a pickup of a yard, and that is how our first quarter will end. That's the end of our first quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. 7-0 is our score. We'll make our return to Mercedes-Benz Stadium after this. Back for our second quarter. It's Falcons football. They have 2nd and 9 for their first play. On the ground, this is Trey Benson. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Here we go, 2nd and very long. The screen pass falls incomplete.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
3rd and long for him here. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. So a timely moment for a big play, and they get the first on 3rd and 19.
Hey, let's get those next-gen stats out here, Kate. See just how far he had to run between the snap of the football and when he finally got the throw. Did a beautiful job of settling down into zone coverage, even though it took him a whole lot of distance to get there.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Back now, pressure on its way. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. On the give, this is Edwards. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, an instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner. It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Touchdown, Atlanta! So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. You know, kind of reminds me like a point guard making an entry pass to that post player. When you trust your big people around you, and when a quarterback trusts his tight end like that, it makes a difference.
Jake Moody on for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Falcons tie this game 7-7. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Saints ready to return their offense to the field. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. This is complete to Neighbors. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain. You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
You know, it's fascinating how those routes you run so many times in practice become a whole lot more difficult in the actual game. That was an important 3rd and short to convert. Very surprised to see that play fail.
Begins his return at the 16. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And it'll be their football. Now here come the Falcons on offense. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. Able to get it to Edwards. And nothing doing on that run. Defenders bottle it up quickly. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
And 10 at the 24-yard line.
He'll look to throw. Completed over the middle. And that will not be enough for a 1st down. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. He's dropping back to throw. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. That's one he knows he should have had. So they're going to have to evaluate things now on 4th and short. The Falcons getting ready for the punt. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That just misses the 50 mark, gets a 49-yard punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. 2nd and 10 now. Dumps it off to his running back. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Simply put, Kate, that's just job well done by the defense. You get a completion on 2nd down and go backwards? That's some pretty superhuman effort and want to from this defense.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Now looking to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. Impressive play, but they are well shy of the 1st down.
You get to that money down, that 3rd down, you look to your money players, and this tight end is capable of it. Let's give some credit to the defense right there. Did an amazing job, not only sticking to him, but bringing him down before he can move the chains.
And this hits at the 4 before taking a bounce into the end zone. That's a touchback. Here's the Falcon offense headed out. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. He's going to dump this one off to the fullback. Complete. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 26-yard line.
He'll throw it. It is cut left side. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one doesn't go far.
As quarterback, when you have an out route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy could turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
Now Edwards. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Byron Murphy there to make the play. And the Saints go in nickel, 3rd down. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. To the sideline, and he has the catch. Tough play for a small gain, but it does get the first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
To throw it on 1st down. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. They'll throw it. Hits him on the out route. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
And this will stick him back a ways. That punt hits and jumps out of bounds near the 14. New Orleans back on offense and ready to go now. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Dropping back to throw. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. They'll get 18 yards there. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. They go play action on 1st. Finds Kincaid. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. From the 47. Gets this one to Andrews. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's got Andrews. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Yeah, it's just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
Short pass brought in. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
To the air now on 1st and 10. And he goes down. The Falcons got to him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Pretty even match in this 1st half, and just kind of waiting. Right, you just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
Started a little slow, but we've arrived at the 2-minute warning. The Saints driving for a score and a halftime lead. Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Trying again following the sack. And that's incomplete, and he's happy to have that one fall compared to, well, the alternative. Looked like it was going to be picked there. So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Jesse Bates in to pick it off.
You know, one of the beauties of the game of football is it never sits still. It's constantly adapting. And that nickel defense right there, critical in taking the ball away. And when you think about nickel defense, you think about Rondé Barber, won the Hall of Fame in the summer of 2023, really revolutionizing the position of the nickelback. That nickel defender and that nickel defense, critical in that takeaway we just saw.
Onto the field runs the Atlanta offense. Well, their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. They'll throw on first. Throwing the out route complete. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Finds him over the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Well, your internal clock right there, it has got to be tuned up a little bit. Plenty of time. In this league, if you get 3 seconds to throw the ball and it's not out of your hands, that responsibility falls on you as a QB. But give some credit to the defense, who was able to get home and get the sack.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Another try following the sack. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Kool-Aid McKinstry has the INT. And the Saints take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks him up, gets it right back for them.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
The Saints are going to take over now near the end of the half. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Hits his running back. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Throwing off the play fake here. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And brings up third down.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he can't hurt you with the return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? This one flies out right around the 15-yard line. The Falcons are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. Only 17 seconds left for him as they begin this drive. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. We're at halftime here on Monday night. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and the old quarterback momentarily. But first, let's give everyone a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, where you see the final score there. Will Shipley. What a game. 3 touchdown runs in the victory. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Tennessee Titans. Tua Tagovailoa. 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Lastly, let's head to Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati to see what's happening with the Bengals. And it was the visiting San Francisco 49ers that come in and get the victory. Brock Purdy, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. He fields it from the 8. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. Out comes the Atlanta offense for the debut possession of the second half. And they could take control of the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive. Play action on first down. Dumped off to his running back. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
At the 30-yard line.
Pass play coming here. Finds a man right side. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
New set of downs for him from the 46. It's Edwards on the carry. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
They send the tight end in motion. From the 48. Short pass caught by his tight end. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Here's Edwards on the carry. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
And 10. At the 31-yard line.
They'll try and throw it here. Completed over the middle. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Throw on 3rd down. That one's complete, right side. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Handoff headed right. It's Edwards. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, they were hoping. They are hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the second level. Well, someone from the second level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
And he will score. Touchdown, Atlanta! The Falcons take the lead right away in half number 2. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
Moody knocks that extra point through. And the Falcons break that tie and now lead by 7. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Return starts at the 3. Returns looking good so far. Field flipping return as he brought it down on the opposite side of the 50. Here comes the Saints offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Andrews with the catch. And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Falcons side of the field. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Lone back gets the handoff. And he works this to the 38 before going down. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the first down.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he's able to get this down to the 36. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Pass play now. Gets this to Kincaid. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Saints are going to have a first down. They'll motion him out of the backfield. First down from the red zone. This is complete to Olave. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints start the second half with some needed points. Chris Olave with the touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
On is Little for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Saints tie things up at 14. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Return starts at the 9. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Falcons headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns. Good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can. Putting together quite the game for himself in the process. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 37. Complete out to the right. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. It's a handoff here to Edwards. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Edwards on the shotgun handoff. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Throwing from the gun. He has the first over the middle. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
From the red zone now. And that's incomplete, but he might have done a little too much to cause that. Flag comes out, and this could be interference.
Defense.
He got too aggressive to try and stop that play, and they tag him for pass interference. Edwards running it after the penalty. Takes this the wrong way. That's a loss all the way back at the 5.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
And that's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons take a 3rd quarter lead. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
On is Moody for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Falcons break that tie and now lead by 7. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The New Orleans offense set to go now. And they're a touchdown back, Brock, as they take over down 21-14. Motioning left is their running back. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Hauled in by Olave, left side. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. 2nd and 3 now. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
To the air now on 1st and 10. This is complete to Neighbors. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now. Throwing from the gun here. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
To throw it on first down. That's an incomplete pass. Couldn't find a home there.
Yeah, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
Hits him on the out route. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have first and goal.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Working inside the red zone. Dialing up a receiver screen. And he drives this forward to the 6.
How's your block shedding out there, boys? Because they need to get through some blocks to hang that screen up quickly. And they were Johnny on the spot.
They kick the running back in motion. Throwing it again here. Out to his wideout, it's a screen. It's a New Orleans touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
On is Little for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Saints tie this game at 21. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Fielded at the 7. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Falcons ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Short pass brought in. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Making the stop that time, Kool-Aid McKinstry. Second down now, 7 to go.
At the 26-yard line.
Throwing now, off play action. Fits it through the middle. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the third. It's all knotted up at 21. Plenty of scoring here as we begin the final quarter. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Throwing with a blitz on the way. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice game.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
3rd and long for him here. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Saints are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. So it's been a bit of a mixed bag for him, partner. He does have the 3 touchdowns in this game, but also now a couple of interceptions.
You almost feel like, Kate, he's seeing most of the picture on how to attack this defense, but just not quite all of it yet. It's largely been good, as he said. Some nice touchdowns as well. But there's still a couple of these looks in coverage that are giving him problems, and he's got to figure that picture out.
Now this offense ready to head back out. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Throwing now on 1st down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the Big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Hey, Kate, I think we know that the quarterback's a demanding position because not only do you have to have a clock in your head, but you've got to have a spatial awareness of where you're on the field. And once you start retreating, going backward and backward and backward, you got to just sling the ball in the stands. Otherwise, well, you take a huge negative sack like that.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Running back sent in motion. Trying again following the sack. Into the hands of Neighbors.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Finds him over the middle. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
I know on the stat sheet, Kate, that shows up as passing yards, but any defensive coordinator will take it. Understanding down and distance and keeping that offense short of the sticks.
They bring on the punt team, and they get this kick away. And they won't be able to return this one as it sails out of bounds. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
At the 21-yard line.
From the 21. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he's out of bounds, just a step short of the 40. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And the Falcons will have a first.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that deep.
The Saints not in agreement with that previous call. They're going to challenge.
The previous play is under review.
We're all watching that sideline here, seeing where those feet came down.
And no matter what they rule here, Kate, that was an outstanding effort just to make the catch.
Yeah.
Now we got to look and see, did he get both feet in with possession?
So the challenge ends up successful. He, in fact, did not get both feet in. This is incomplete. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
He'll throw it yet again. He's got it over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. New set of downs for him from the 46. They are throwing it again. Able to get it to Edwards. And this one does not go far.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
From the 43. Finds him on the slant. And he works this to the 38 before going down. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They motion the tight end over. It is Cup, left side. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, that's one of the moments as a QB, you just feel like those defenders are in your huddle. To drop them for a loss on 3rd down can't happen. That's an incredibly quick read by the defense.
They'll send out the punting unit. And this is going to be his 4th effort tonight. And this looks like it got just inside the 20 as it flew out, and indeed it did. The drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here comes their offense out again. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Escapes the pocket. He can run it.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing he woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep him moving forward.
From the 28. Dumps it off to his running back. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
To the air, 3rd and long. Chased out to his right. He's running for it. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him, calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Juke the defender. And he has him a small chunk of yards up to the 42. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Another carry for him. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out. 3rd and short.
Underneath it goes. Catch made by the running back. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
They'll throw on 1st. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So 2nd down coming up. Throwing now from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 11. And the Saints are going to have a first down. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Hits his running back. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. Throwing it again here. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
This is complete to Neighbors. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Neighbors with a catch. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Back-to-back carries here. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on 3rd down. A tight end in motion now. Looking to throw. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
Hey, Kate, you know that line, time is of the essence? It certainly is in the pocket. Not enough time there to let that play develop down the field, and the two were not able to reel it in.
And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. He gets 2 on that run. That brings up 3rd and goal. He'll throw it. And he will score. It's a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints take a 4th quarter lead. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
On is Little for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Saints break that tie and now lead by 7. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Kickoff taken at the 3. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete. Looked like a bit of a concentration drop on that one. And it sets up 2nd down. Throwing off the play fake here. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Here we go, set. Reload.
He's back to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. 4th down, that much tougher.
As we're into the 4th quarter, we know this. We know that money down could not be any more important than right now. Both sides are certainly fatigued. You feel it in both their play. But battling through what's been a physical contest all game long, going to be the key here down the stretch.
That's the 2-minute warning here from Atlanta. Falcons losing by 7. Well, best of luck here. It's 4th and a considerable distance. Back to throw it. And they won't do it. That falls incomplete on 4th down.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
They're out and set. 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. Now we get another stoppage here. Just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout. They give it to him again. And again, he can't manage anything. Defense all over him at the line. 3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Back to the well again. And he's brought down for a loss. The Falcons take a timeout to their final 1. That's all they had. So the offense free to start running the clock down now. The kick by Shudak is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
The best kickers I've been around here over the last few decades, they relish these moments. They know the hard work all their buddies on offense and defense have done. And when they can make it a 2-score game and be clutch when it matters, these are the moments they live for.
Finds some space. He's past the 30. They track him down, but a nice return in the end there, Brock. He's up to the 38. Here's Atlanta ready to take over possession. And the last time we saw them, Brock, they took a risk, went for it on their own half of the field, but it didn't work out. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that was just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
Here he is to throw. That's caught for the first. And they make the tackle at the 38. Now the Falcons trying to get everyone up and set here. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So they're left facing third and long. Throwing now. And this one is dropped and incomplete. He had the pick in his hands, couldn't hang on. It's going to be fourth down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Got all of it, and this is good. And it pulls him back within one score here in the fourth.
This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the three, let your kicker get some points, and make it a hair closer in the box score.
And that's recovered by the Saints, who are going to win this football game. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. The offense headed back to the field. Their lead still more than a field goal, thankfully, should the worst happen, Brock. But obviously the goal here is to hang on to the ball and try to run this game out.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the best formation in the history of offensive football. The victory formation.
The victory formation.
That is all that you're thinking right now, is just make these plays, run out this clock so we can take one more knee and celebrate.
A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So this a win on the road for the Saints. And they take the first skirmish with their division rivals, with a chance at a sweep awaiting them later in the year in their building. So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Saints as we say goodbye from Atlanta.